Hello and welcome to another video on the JJ Think Tank. Today I want to talk about a recent book that I read called Orthodoxy and the Religion of the Future, written by an Orthodox monk, Father Seraphim Rose, an American Orthodox monk, who talks about all the modern trends that we are currently seeing in our world. Yes, this book is very much prophetic because looking back now to what he said, everything really has come to fruition. Yes, we are seeing these trends develop more and more. For example, New Age. Yes, the rise of Hinduism in the West, yoga practices, Buddhism, Eastern religions, the attack on Christianity, the rise of Islam as well. All of these trends were predicted by Father Seraphim in the 70s, I believe, 60s, 70s, 80s. I don't know exactly when he wrote this book. I think in the 1980s, maybe 1970s. But yes, nevertheless, whether he wrote it in the 70s or the 80s, it was prophetic. And I'd like to begin the video with a quote. Yes. So, the present-day charismatic movement and Christian meditation and the new religious consciousness of which they are a part are forerunners of the religion of the future, the religion of the last humanity, the religion of Antichrist. And their chief spiritual function is to make available to Christians the demonic initiation hitherto restricted to the pagan world. Father Seraphim Rose. So he had an interesting life. He wasn't a person who was always a monk, always secluded from the world. He was very much part of the world for a while. He was a worldly man. And he studied various Eastern religions. He fell into this world. But over time he realized that it was not salvific. And because of his experience and his wisdom gained because of it, we can learn a lot from Father Seraphim. So as I alluded to at the beginning of the book, not at the beginning of the book, at the beginning of my video, all the fringe movements back then, such as New Age, yes, new religious consciousness, all these new trends, they were fringe, yes, but now many people, yes, they call themselves spiritual, but not religious. But if they are spiritual, if they do call themselves spiritual, what is the spirit? Who is this spirit? What spirit are they following? Who is guiding them? We cannot judge, of course, but looking around at all the symbology in the West and the rise of these carnival festivals and the strange symbology of the Hindu gods, they all look demonic, really. So if they are following a spirit, it's a demonic spirit. Now, I don't always agree with Father Rose. I think regarding his criticism of meditation, I think sometimes he goes a bit too far. He rejects everything that comes from the East And I don't think he is correct here, because meditative practices, they really do help. They help to restructure your brain, to improve your focus. There are many benefits. So just because a person meditates, it doesn't mean that he is following a demonic spirit. Yes, he may be perhaps lukewarm, he may be in pre-lest, as Father Rose suggests, but it doesn't mean he's possessed by demons, yes? So at the beginning of the book, it is highlighted that Christians do not have the same God as the Jews or the Muslims. And this is simply because they reject Christ. Yes? The sine qua non of knowing the Father is the Son. And the Muslims reject Jesus, the Son, and the Jews reject Jesus, the Son. So therefore, they cannot know God, yes, because they reject Jesus. But moving on, what chiefly concerns Father Rose is Hinduism, really. And how Hinduism, it's really this lukewarm religion that allows a person to remain with his vices while also being at the same time spiritual. So Hinduism, yes, it appeals to every human weakness, according to Rose, but primarily to pride. But also, since Hinduism is so practical and claims that man is perfectible through evolution, this is a key aspect, yes, of Hinduism, because this links in with the transhumanist agenda, yes, that we are seeing now. On YouTube, you can see these podcasts with Hindus talking about how mankind is evolving, yes, or podcasts with Hindus talking with occult figures, occultists, English occultists. So there is this link here, yes, between Luciferianism in the West and Hinduism, Satanism in the West and Hinduism. There's a clear link here. They are coalescing, we can say. And this is backed up in the Bible, yes? All the gods of the pagans are demons. Simple. Psalm 95:5. The gods of the Hindus are demons. After this, Rose discusses Zen and its influence on Christianity. And Rose highlights how Zen is a more sophisticated religion. But since it lacks Christ in the end, it is not salvific. Here, of course, I talk again, I wrote down about why I think we shouldn't disregard meditation, yes, meditative practices. This is where I disagree with Father Rose. I don't agree here with him on this issue. Towards the end of the book, Rose talks about the UFO phenomena, and I was always unsure how to really interpret this phenomena, yes, of UFOs. Are they real? Are they not? Are there really extraterrestrial beings out there? I was never sure, but here Rose convinced me that these UFO phenomena, they are actually manifestations of the demons. And yes, I'll share with you a quote here, where he says, UFO encounters are but a contemporary form of an occult phenomenon which has existed throughout the centuries. Men have abandoned Christianity and look for saviors from outer space, so images are supplied of spacecraft and space beings. There's definitely some truth to this, I think. All these films, for example, about E.T. other films about space beings, yes, that are good to humanity, that are trying to help. People who take magic mushrooms or DMT, all these drugs, meet these strange machine elves, all these strange beings, tricksters. I mean, they're all demons to me. It's dangerous to get into contact with these beings. What are the after effects? It's a risky enterprise. So yes, lastly, Rose devotes a lot of time to discussing the charismatic revival in Christianity. So these are all the rock and roll church services, all these shenanigans, all these shouting, laughing. It's just not too serious, is it? It's not very serious. So he talks about how really all these Christians are in predest. And how Protestantism is the root of all of this. Other important anecdotal information is on the rise of witchcraft. So here, of course, Harry Potter is very relevant. Look what an impact on consciousness Harry Potter has had. All young children and teenagers are obsessed about it. Yes. So there's magic involved there. The globalist aspect to these new religious trends, whereby they receive prominent funding from global institutions, and about the demonic pagan Burning Man festival in California. So I didn't know that this festival has been going on for a while. It's definitely a pagan festival, full of heathens, man, worshipping demons over there, man, in California. So yeah, it's clear. Day by day, it's clearer and clearer that the world is becoming more demonic. The demonic spirit has been unleashed in the West, definitely, and we are living in an era where the division between good and evil is clearer. Rose, for some, of course, is slightly too abrasive in his judgments, but nevertheless, we have to admit that his book of his was and still is prophetic. So I'll end the video here with that statement. Wish you all the best and take care.